So you grew up on the island?
Yep, Sapelo's home.
My name is Yvonne Grosvenor. I work for Department of National Resources. I'm the tour guide for the island, for DNR. I own this now, 28 years? Well, we had 11 cows, and we got rid of a couple of them. So we got about 10 cows, and we have chicken. We got rid of the hogs, and my son have the horses, the 2 horses you see over there.
Sapelo Island is a part of a series of islands that extends along the coastline of central Georgia to Florida. It is approximately the size of Manhattan, but only 10% of it is inhabited by people. Cut off from the mainland, Sapelo Island is the home to the descendants of former slaves that worked on the island's plantation during the 1800s.
Was first owned by Thomas Spaulding, and then Howard Coffin, and then R.J. Reynolds. And then, the people who here, Thomas Spaulding, the one who brought the people on the island. And Thomas Spaulding had the plantation. He had long staple, he used to do long staple, sea island cotton and sugar cane. But, then it used to be like between 500 to 600 slaves working here on the plantation. I guess after the uprising or whatever, most of them leave. But the people, who still stay here, they are descended from the slave of Thomas Spaulding. My husband, his family was here from generation after generation. They go back 9 generations here on the island. Like most of the land now is owned, 99% of it is owned by the state of Georgia now. And this community here, Hog Hammock community, that's privately owned. Like we own our land here.
After the Civil War, when the slaves were freed, the plantation was abandoned and the island was seized by the state of Georgia. They turned part of the plantation into a wildlife and marine biology research center, which is now a satellite campus for the University of Georgia. Since then, part of the island has been given back to its people, while the rest is still government-owned. At times, the residents of Sapelo have been at odds with the government over land rights.
About 98% of it's owned by the state of Georgia. 300-something acres in Hog Hammock is private property, and some land that's in dispute in Raccoon Bluff is private property also. We're in dispute with the state about the property. The way I look at it, we're still independent because we don't get any help from the county, or should we pay taxes. The state of Georgia only take care of the state of Georgia property, so, we still take care of stuff for our own.
So whenever there is like a fire or a police matter, there's no one basically.
No,
one
usually we never had a issue with a fire, or a police matter. If it's a police matter, we try to solve it ourselves. But if it is, we can always call the police and come over. But of course, they got to come by boat, and it might be 45 minutes to an hour before they get over there. But usually we handle stuff ourselves. So
45 minutes. It's not better than regular police time, anyways.
yeah, I mean, if the question was, or we want a police on Sapelo full time, we wouldn't want one on Sapelo.
Even now, there are constant reminders of the past, still alive on the island. In the slave quarters, the Reynolds Mansion, the slave-built church, and the old lighthouse. And then there's Hog Hammock, the last residential area on Sapelo Island. There used to be 4 residential areas with a population of nearly 100. Now there is only 1, and the population has dwindled to only a few dozen.
Well, I own the tour business on Sapelo, and I work for the Georgia Forestry Commission. Georgia Forestry about 2 years, and the tour business on Sapelo probably about since I was 10, 11. When I was growing up, I was the only kid on the island. The next kid under me is 7 years younger. The ones over me is probably about 7 years, 8 years older.
And how was that experience? Did you was it hard, like having fun or relating to people, or did you
Not
just
really.
adapt to it?
It was still fun. I hang out with the older folks. It was fun.
When JR was little, he was the only kid, because they did a big article in the paper. He was the only kid. All the other kids was going to school, and he the only one home during the daytime. So I never had no problem with anybody babysitting, because everybody over here, everybody treat everybody's kids like it's theirs. So
I would say one big family. I would say everybody's close kin. Few of them that's not close kin, we still tight-knit family. So I would consider everybody one family.
In 1978, the only school on Sapelo Island closed down, and the children have been going to school on the mainland. As these kids grow more and more accustomed to the outside world, less and less of them choose to return home. They're moving away, threatening the future of the island.
we keep a school bus here on the island. They go around, pick the kids up, and take them to the ferry. A bus on the mainland, pick them up, take them into there in the school. So, but right now, we only have 5 school kids on the island.
Along with the children leaving the island, there are also little to no job opportunities, and property taxes are rising. Combine these 3 problems, and one has to wonder what will be left of Sapelo Island in 20 years' time.
No, but it's a nice place to live, though. So y'all need to come back again. Y'all should have been here when we had the festival.
Culture Day Festival is 3rd Saturday in October. You know, we do arts, craft, food, and music, and we usually get anywhere. Usually around 1,000 people on the island for that day to the festival.
Yeah, we usually have a Culture Day festival every year, the 3rd Saturday in October. And we have, like the last festival, we had about 900 people came over that morning for the festival. They have all kinds of arts and craft and music and food and stuff like that.
Biggest day on Sapelo, Culture Day.
Y'all need to come back.